Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm just going to try to get a couple smaller things done on the C32. As I mentioned in my other video, put almost 1,000 miles on it since I got it back on the road. I've been commuting in it like a daily driver. All good there. A few little small things have come up, but nothing major, nothing mechanical, fortunately. So today I'm just gonna try to quickly do this oil change again, since the first time I did it, it was just black sludge, and replace the idler pulley. So let's see real quick. This guy, I'll do this one-handed. So here we've got brand new idler pulley, new bearings, everything nice and smooth, feels good. When I took off the belt the other day and checked everything out, let's see. That particular pulley was the noisiest of all. It was definitely shot. I checked quite a few of the other pulleys and bearings, well, as many as I could. So the one that I'm going to replace is right here, this top level idler pulley. Underneath it is a larger one. Let's see if we can, down here, and then even farther down is the tensioner pulley, which I think is about the same as this other larger pulley. Both of those make a little bit of noise, but it didn't seem too terrible. And this guy, this little small guy though, was you'll see in a minute. I'll loosen the belt back up and let you hear it. Check the clutch and the bearing here. Maybe a little noise, but it was really hard to tell between those and the larger pulleys if they really needed to be replacing. Or, although I imagine with this high mileage it wouldn't hurt. But I'm going to start with the little guy and see if that cures sort of the whine that I hear once the engine starts. And if that does, then I'll probably leave it at that. If it doesn't, then I'll just go ahead and replace the other guys as well. So I'm going to jack this thing up, drain the oil, put some more W40 Mobil 1 European in it, change the oil filter as well. And when I get to, I'm going to do that first while it's hot, and then work on the idler pulley, and that should be pretty quick, I think, but I'll keep you posted, so hang tight. Thanks. Okay, so I've got the car jacked up. I'm letting the oil drain, and I figured I'd just let it drain for a little bit just to get it all out of there, and I'll mess with the idler pulley while that's going. So what we've got here, if I can get this kind of lined up good, we've got a 15mm socket, I don't know if you can see that, on a breaker bar, and this is pretty simple. I don't know about different models, but this one just has a nut right on the outside that you can use to release the tension on this guy. Turn it counterclockwise. I've seen some of the others have nuts in different places, kind of that you can't see under the belt or under the tensioner pulley. This one's right on the outside, super easy to get to. And just use my breaker bar. The other thing is, since this is a C32, I think it's got, you know, a few extra pieces out here that I need to disconnect to be able to get to this pulley. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slip the belt off, release some of that tension. I find it's easy just to slip it off down here at the tensioner pulley itself. Then you can let this kind of go back. And I can either leave this here, I don't know, it doesn't matter. You can pull it off if it's in the way. I don't think it's in the way, so I may just leave that there. There's no tension on it. The belt's loose. You can see here. So I'm just going to leave that kind of loose and get some Torx nuts, sockets, and loosen this up. Get this off and get to this little idler pulley back here. So that should be pretty quick. Okay, so I just had to grab some of my tools, sort of reverse torque sockets, depending on how you look at them. But fortunately, I've got these guys, so that allows me to work on this. Because otherwise, this type of stuff is pretty obscure usually. Can't even remember the last time I've ever had to use these. But so I just loosen this little clamp down here on this bar, loosen it up here, take this guy off probably. I don't know, I've never done this before, but it looks like this might actually even hold this pulley on behind this clamp. If you're curious what size Torx, these two are the same, and it says E10s for the little guys, and then the big one is an E12. So I already loosened it up a little, so I can just pull this off. Looks like this guy was Loctited in, so that's good to note. The other guy, not so much. Probably doesn't need much up there. Wow, this looks like we'll pull this off and this idler pulley just comes loose. Who knew? So, yeah, nice long bolt holds that in. So I'll probably get a little wire brush, clean this up, throw some new Loctite on it before I put it back with the new one. Since this is all loose here, I was hoping I could just squeeze it out of here like so, which is what I wanted to do. So here's this guy. I don't know if you can hear this. Let's see if I can bring this over. So it's even louder when it was on the car, but it shouldn't sound like that. Not that that's terrible, but you know, you just want it to be quiet. So yeah, I'm gonna grab my other one and we'll compare notes. Okay, so I've got the new pulley. On most of the W203s I've seen, it's got this little cap, but obviously we don't need that here, since this little bracket here is out here. So it just fits on here. So we saw when we took it off. You can, I don't know, let's see if we can. And really the only sound you're hearing there is just the bearing turning on this metal piece. So this thing doesn't make any noise at all. So that's what we wanted. So this should be hopefully pretty straightforward. Just put it back under here. Make sure it lines up good over there. I'll grab the bolt. cleaned it off, got the Loctite it, so it's a little 242 blue. Had a light up top, so I'm just gonna do a nice little bead down it. Don't really want much on here, but you don't want this bad boy coming off either. So let's get it lined up. Started hand tight. Might as well do it hand tight as far as you can. So don't strip any threads out. That's pretty snug there, so we'll just leave that kind of semi-hand tight. Get this guy going hand tight. Okay, so I've got me a nice little torque wrench. This guy should be about 15 foot-pounds, I think. Maybe a little, 15 to 17, what I recall. So I'm just using a smaller torque wrench. So 15 foot-pounds is about 180 inch-pounds, which is what this guy's at. It doesn't have foot-pounds on it. So I usually start quite a bit smaller than that. We'll start with 120 and work our way up to 180. So that comes pretty soon. Let's modify this. A couple little turns. So this should be about 180. That went easy. So I wanted to shoot for about 17 foot-pounds. And it's got the Loctite in there. So let that set a little. That should hold it good. So I've got my bar still on here for the tensioner. So these guys are tight. This guy's tight. Loosen the tensioner, slide the belt back on, try to feel it so it lines up good on the pulley, good enough. Make sure everything else lines up, all the other pulleys, make sure the grooves are in their proper places, nothing came out. I didn't really take it off, so everything should be kind of in place. And that's it. So we'll do a start up here after I get the oil taken care of and see how it sounds. Hopefully no more whine, but we'll find out. Hang tight. Okay, so we've got the brand new idler pulley on. We've got the oil changed. It was very dirty again after less than 1,000 miles. I'm not surprised since it was so filthy the first time. So I feel good about having changed it again. I think it should last longer this time around. So yeah, I'm going to start it up here and we're going to see how it sounds. So move this guy. So I don't really hear some of the whine that I heard before. It kind of feels like I may still hear a little bit. You know, looks seems roughly about normal. I don't know, unless any of you guys hear anything different via an iPad video posted on YouTube. So what's that? Third or fourth hand information. But that went on smooth enough, simple, so good. Yeah, so I think I'm pretty pleased. I put about 7 liters of oil in. I'll let it run for a minute, level it out, let it sit for a second, or well, probably a few minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. Check the oil and top it off if need be, and it should be good. And then we'll start moving on to other stuff, probably mostly cosmetics from here on out. So again, thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe. You'll know when the next ones come out. And yeah, any comments, criticisms, leave them down below and I'll get to them as I always do. Thanks.